Let me ask you this, man. I heard before you were an actor, before you were a comedian, that you worked in corporate America.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
I was in marketing and events for Anheuser-Busch.
Anheuser-Busch.
I moved from Atlanta to Dallas, so I started doing comedy at night, but at my corporate job during the day, and eventually I was like, I don't think I want to do this no more.
What made you make the decision to make the switch? What was it, man?
It was like there was a certain point in my 20s where I look at people's entrepreneurship and like what you want to do, what you want to believe in yourself, and it's like, man, at some point you got to roll the dice on you.
Yeah.
You got to bet on you. You can't always wait for somebody to try to hand it to you, and it's like, because the best part about it is like, I mean, yeah, you know, the money's coming in and my parents are happy, all this kind of stuff, but really the best part about it is being able to tell the story of how I got here.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, people don't even know. My first sitcom, I was on a show called Whitney, and I was sleeping on an air mattress. And it was like, people like, oh man, you must be living real nice. I'm like, man, I gotta pump my bed up at night. You gotta make sure you got no keys in your pocket.
Everybody has to understand, no matter who you are and where you are, we all in a process. You didn't just show up on FAM on CBS.
Yeah, I went to Starbucks and they were like, hey, you wanna do a show?
Yeah. You said something great, man. You said at one point in time in your life, you got to bet on you.
You have to.
You got to bet on you, man.
And it's scary, because do you know how crazy it is? You know how crazy it is to tell black parents you're gonna quit corporate America and do comedy? Because you go like, I'm gonna do stand-up. They're like, sit down.
Oh, I had the conversation.
I was like, I got a degree, I had a career. They're like, you about to go do what? Nah.
No, that's real, man.
Nah.
I told them that the day after I won amateur night. I won amateur night $50. I went to work next day and quit my job, went over to my mom and daddy's house and told them. My mother looked at me.
What they say?
We going to church Friday night, gonna have the bishop lay hands on you. Yeah. She was through. This boy done lost his mind.
The first time my parents came to see me live, they drove 9 hours to come to Shreveport, Louisiana, and come see me. And when I say nobody showed up, it was Christmas Day. Christmas Day. And now it's hilarious. At the time, not so much. It was like 14 people there Christmas Day, and it did not go well. It was real bad. So it was like,
That's
man, this is not a good Christmas.
That's ugly.
And then about 10 years later, I did my first special on Showtime, and they got a chance to be there and watch the whole thing, and they loved it.
Yeah.
So it ended up being like a nice...
So they had a chance to see the evolution.
The growth in me finding my voice and what I do and my perspective, yeah. So like, and they're very proud, and I talk about him a lot. My father, I always make fun of him because when he was 50, he looked like just a lighter, like a very light-skinned, like black dude. Like over the last 10, 12 years, my father has turned into a 5'7" Filipino man. And all my friends are like, yo, we didn't know your dad. Where is he? I hate these jeans so much. I came home one day and he was going through my closet. My parents were in town, he was going through my closet, and he found a pair of jeans. He was like, I like these. I was like, man, you keep those, burn those. They're just so wide.
But here from the Roscoe's, though.
Man.
Hey, Tone, thanks for stopping by, man.
Thank you, Steve.
Hey, folks, you can catch Tone Bell on FAM Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 p.m. Central on CBS. Tone Bell, everybody. We'll be right back. Hey, you made it to the end of this video. I got a lot more that you're going to enjoy, so just click to watch the next one. And make sure you subscribe to always know what's happening.